It don't stop. Bands running up, he got enough to pay the cops. My team don't stop, got the game on lock. Baby girl, make it drop. Let me see what you about. Yeah, yeah. Come and throw it on the real nigga.
I just want to make sure that this is gonna pop up right.
Yep.
Not like last time. All right.
Oh
cool.
shit, can you view it on your hand?
Yeah.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. How do we look? We look great. Fucking. Ready?
Yeah, we're live. Audio is good.
Awesome. So, hey everyone. My name is Brian Rebe,
And I'm Dan Guiney. We're here for another episode of Konsole Consulting.
and today we have.
Fisher McIntyre. I'm with StayPut. It's a company that I started here at Iona, and hopefully gonna grow. StayPut is essentially a company that helps you get food and drinks to your seat at a stadium or venue, hopefully across the world.
Awesome, man. So you beat us to the punch in asking us what StayPut does. But tell us the why, right? Like, why did you start StayPut?
So one of the reasons I started StayPut is because the idea really came to me when I was back home. I'm originally from Simsbury, Connecticut. It's kind of up north Connecticut. So essentially I was with my friends and we're discussing about like what ideas we had. I actually had, my first idea was an alcohol delivery service, which I thought would be like pretty fucking cool.
Hell yeah.
And so from there, I realized that there was a lot of companies that are already doing it, that are already like very integrated and very like marketed well. So I was talking to my friends, I was like, what's something that we really miss? Like some problem that we can really see. And someone goes like, oh, like a service for stadiums or venues. And I was like, oh shit, like that's a really good idea. Like
Absolutely.
I know like when I go like sporting events, like I'm a Patriots fan, I'm a Red Sox fan, I hate getting up and like missing those important parts. So,
Patriots and Red Sox.
and Bruins, baby.
Yo, fucking turn the show off.
So like I was like, I really want to find a way that we can help get food and drinks like to your seat without getting up, because like we realize those two problems. You're gonna miss it for it. Going to the bathroom, you can't really stop yourself from taking a piss.
Right.
I mean, you can in a cup, but and then the second
Frowned
was
upon is-
second was food and drinks. So I was like, all right, I can get one of those problems out of the way.
Absolutely.
Two if you want to, you know.
Yeah.
Push
yeah.
it.
No, so that's so cool, you know, and it's something that it seems like a no-brainer, right?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
why you have people at concerts, you have people at sporting events. They have it now in the VIP sections.
Yep.
But being able to bring this and integrate it with the general public
Yeah.
is phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and it's just like an easy way for stadiums to generate more revenue and the vendors themselves, mainly because like the stadiums for our application don't pay a dime. They don't pay anything. So the vendors would actually pay a service fee for monthlies, for yearly really. So we give them like 2 to 3 months free depending on the vendor and their contract with
As
us.
a pilot. Yeah.
Yeah, as a pilot. And if we generate revenue and we see a growth in them, we'll give them the percentage of growth that they saw in those 2 to 3 months, and we'll charge them on that for the year.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's dope.
so, and like it makes more money for them, makes more money for the stadium. So
Now, I just want to preface the conversation again with, if you feel that you can't say any certain proprietary information, if there's anything that's like the secret sauce you want to keep in house, please feel free to stop us. Otherwise, we will keep asking prying questions and try and get all the information.
Please go ahead.
So, we love learning about that and hearing about the passion behind how it's coming to fruition. So thank you for sharing.
yeah, absolutely.
And off that too, if you wouldn't mind, just tell the audience a little bit about how this came to be. Right, you're still in college, you're still crushing it, about to be a senior at Iona, go Gales. And all day. But this is a complete Gale venture. Are there like everybody involved is from Iona, or
yeah, so everyone that's involved is from Iona. So originally started, so I had this idea. I came back to school. I was actually in an entrepreneurship class, and I was with like one of my partners who was like in my class, and they pitched the idea of the Gale Ventures idea, and I was like, oh, I actually have an idea, like I think I can make money. So me and him together started a company. He's actually the marketing officer right now, and from there, because I knew he had a lot of successful companies in the past, and from there we started building our platform and building our like business model essentially to what StayPut would be, and from there we realized we need one, we need a financial officer for sure. We need to find out how we're getting money and how we're divvying up the money. Yep. And we needed someone to figure out the physical operations. Like for StayPut, there's a bunch of operations. We have to figure out our actual infrastructure itself, how we deliver the food to the people, and then like how we can make sure that everything's secure through the whole process.
Awesome. So for everybody out there that doesn't know what Gale Ventures is.
Oh yeah. So Gale Ventures is an entrepreneurship incubator, I would say, right?
Yep.
Where students are able to come and pitch their idea to judges, I would say. And from there, it was a 3-4 week process, right? I think.
Okay.
And then from there, they pick the top 6 teams, I think. Top 6 teams, 6 or 9 teams, and they go into different categories. They go into technology, business, and social. So we happen to be in the technology side, and we came in 3rd place in that out of 3, but 3rd place. So yeah.
Yeah.
3 out of after a whole spread of people have already been eliminated.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
How so, you don't like downplay that. It's a fucking genius idea.
Yeah, you're still at the top, right?
Yeah.
There was probably hundreds of applications that came in, so that's super solid. Yeah, and for everybody, Dan and I were participating in the Iona Innovation Challenge as mentors. So yeah, we were there to see him pitch, man. You killed it, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I mean, so we met whenever it was that we met, maybe like December, January, and since then you've been building the company, the business, and really working through some of the logistical challenges, the customer acquisition challenges, and really defining the market sizes. So you've done a great job with that. You won the challenge, you killed it, you guys did your thing up there, and you got a ton of validation from the actual audience, right? And I felt like at every stage of the competition, you just kept seeing like, yo, I wish I had this. Like, I'm thinking about it right now. Like, how cool would it be if we could just be on an app right now and somebody could bring us a burger, right? Or what was it, the home run special from Chicken Joe's right now, and just be solid, right? Like, get some food. But so you've gotten all of this information, all this validation from the market.
Yeah.
As you have your first check in hand from your first competition, what's next? And what's going on with the business?
Really next, we want to start with a pilot, and just to see if there's a real big demand for it.
Yep.
So right now, there's a rugby team in New York. It's called Rugby United Rooney, and they play at Coney Island's baseball stadium.
Yeah.
Fits around, I think, like 5,000 people, a little less than 5,000. And it doesn't usually get filled out, so it's a good size for us to start with. And
it's going to get filled out more once we get more people to hear about it through StayPut.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to get to 5,000 capacity there. Go Rooney. And let's not throw the one under the bus yet. We'll get that filled out.
And so we want to start with a Shopify account because we feel that's the best way to do a point of sale towards us.
Okay, POS. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
so we actually started the trial with Shopify. And we created a site, and right now we just have to put in the vendors. So we have to put in I think there's 3 or 4 vendors in the Coney Island stadium.
Yeah.
And then from there, we're able to broadcast it towards the audience and be like, hey, if you go on our website or if you download this app and you put in our stuff, you can order food and we'll deliver it to you. And so essentially so myself and my 3 other partners, and then plus 2 other kids are going to be running the food the whole time. Just see if the demand's there, get some numbers, get some raw data that we can calculate and scale towards a bigger stadium, a bigger venue. So for those 5,000 people, do we need 6 runners? Do we need 2 runners, 3 runners?
Yeah.
And scale it back towards all right, for 10,000 we need 8 runners.
So my question for you is, right, this sounds awesome. This sounds brilliant. Love it. My question for you is, have you established a direct relationship with the stadium yet, or the team?
Yeah, so with the team, my partner Santi, he actually knows the owner of the whole team.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, and that's the home stadium, so that's our connection. And as well as my rugby coach at Iona is a huge part of their team as well. He donated to the team, he helps the team. So that really is a huge plus for us.
Outstanding. Yeah,
that's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's a really nice pilot to get up and running.
Absolutely.
So I mean, what are some of the challenges you're looking at right now as you embark on it? What are your concerns? I'm sure there's a bunch of things that you're thinking that could go
mine
wrong.
must be going 1,000,000 miles a minute.
Yeah, oh my God, there's so many.
Have you
Every time
woken up
it's
at
the
3 in the
hydro
morning
problem.
yet? Just
in a sweat, just like, oh shit, like what am I gonna do? Yeah, there's so many things that go in my mind. One of the biggest things that just keeps coming in my mind is like the funding. Like us four, we're just college kids. You know what I mean? Like we personally don't have that much money.
Sure.
So like we've been looking for other people, other sources. Like we hate to go to family. Like that's the one thing we don't want to do, because we don't want to put them in an awkward situation where like, hey, can we borrow like $2,000 to try this pilot out or something? But no, so like right now we're looking for funding, and then on top of that, like another thing is like we're thinking about like how are we gonna deliver their food? Because like we could just deliver it like how they give it to you at a stadium, which is in a tray, open food, like it's open to the air. But some people might feel uncomfortable with that and things like that, so that's a big thing. And then another thing is like if anyone's ever gonna use it, like what if they're like, no, like I don't need it, like this is a small venue, like I can just get up and go and grab food. So that's a big thing.
That's something you want to try, right? Like maybe it's a MSG kind of solution.
That's what I was thinking.
Like
not a small stadium.
Not a small stadium.
Yeah. And
but I'd actually even argue like the smaller stadium is a much better testing ground.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Because those would be the people that'll instantly follow you. They're, by virtue of them being at the Rooney game, they do like subculture. They will subscribe to subculture. They are willing to try newer things that aren't as widely adopted and accepted. So I mean, I really can't argue it too well, but at surface, just considering the types of people that will be there, I don't know what the demographics are, but I think that'd be really cool, man. Right? I mean, I figure like it's a rugby game, right? So people are probably drinking a lot.
So a lot of beer.
They could offer you a bunch of beer, right? Like if you could get a bunch of beer and like deliver it somehow, I think that'd be dope. My thing to you would be, consider like, what about those Domino hot boxes? Because Caviar has them. So could you buy one or two?
Yeah, we actually,
and maybe like silk screen your logo on it or something?
Yeah, so actually one of my friends has...
Or build one?
One of my friends has like a bunch of those like hot boxes, which is weird. I don't know why. I think it's like from this past...
Fetish?
Yeah, maybe fetish or past pizza jobs. I don't know. But he has a bunch of those like ones you can carry. So we thought about using that, and like that's a way to seal up the food. And like we can carry like multiple because it has levels to it. So we thought about doing that and just throwing a StayPut sticker on the side of it.
In a box, maybe like you can get like boxes or something.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
like
box
a
with
Happy Meal
sticker. Yeah, like a nice little cool box, right? Because again, you're moving and it's in this thing. So like, what happens when everything starts to slosh around and get all funky?
Yeah, no. So for one of our ideas that we had for when we get to a massive scale like MSG or Yankee Stadium at MetLife is that we do want to put it in boxes. We want to put it in sturdy like cardboard boxes. And be able to fold them and like staple them shut. So I don't know if you guys have ever gotten like Uber Eats or anything.
Yeah.
It's like, you know how they staple them shut?
Yep.
Essentially the same thing. We'll staple them shut so that they know that nothing and no one touched it from the vendor to them except for the runner.
Right. I would actually say business cards would be really cool too.
Okay.
To have them hit your website. Have them follow you on social media too.
Yeah.
And that way you can start to build your audience and maybe have some people reach out like, hey, it would be awesome if you were at the stadium.
Yeah.
Or if you want to see us at your next game, tweet a picture at the stadium with "We need StayPut" or something like that, right? To get a little bit more grassroots.
Cool.
Because these guys are seeing it, right? Like, so Street Easy.
So send us a picture of the line.
Yeah, right. So yeah, Street Easy has Street Easy has an awesome advertisement in New York City. I think it's on like, I forget what street it was, but it was in like the 20s on Park Ave. And I'm looking up and I'm like, dude, that's awesome. And it was basically like one monster fighting Godzilla. Yeah. And saying, I hate New York too, but I'll never move. But I could never leave or something like that, right? Yeah. I took a picture on my Insta story and they responded with the heart eyes. So they see that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it may be a new opportunity for them. Like, what the hell is this StayPut thing? Man? Yeah. And they go check you guys out. Maybe they may reach out, maybe not.
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah, but getting that volume, that's adding so much more to you as a company.
Yeah.
It's because like, I would kind of argue for you. Yeah, you need actual individual users, but at such an early stage, you also need the platform to be able to acquire the users.
Okay.
Right? Like, if you get a bunch of customers, that's great, but are you going to be at the 50 games that are going on this weekend?
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
You don't have the infrastructure.
No.
You need 5 people a game, right? Like,
yeah, we don't have enough people. We don't have enough, like...
But if you could say, like, it's the Long Island, the Islanders, they want you at their stadium, and, all right, cool. Yeah, all right, we'll send 10 people out there.
Okay.
And do it individually. Or even if they say, hey, we just want to test you out at our stadium. And you just go out and the speaker be like, hey, we're trying Stay Put tonight. Tell us what you think, right? It's such a different method of customer acquisition.
Yeah.
Or even work out some kind of like sponsorship deal where, you know, you want them to boost their sales. So you have them do some shit where like you give out $1 off coupons for their stadium cup or whatever the fuck special product they have, right? And it's all like Stay Put. So order it through the app and you get $1 off
your drink
or whatever. And just have someone giving it out as everybody comes in with their ticket.
Okay.
You do with get a surge, yeah. Or because you want something separate that has like your information on it, right?
Oh,
I doubt they're gonna put your logo on the MSG tickets. Yeah, coming soon. But like something like that where you get $1 off, and they would make money off the volume. Because one major problem I'm seeing here is it's dope for you. Mm-hmm. It adds value to the consumer.
Yep.
It adds value to the vendor. But what does the stadium get out of this? I feel like it almost creates more liability for the stadium because now they have that other third-party transaction moving stuff from here to there.
Yep.
They have employees that do it themselves, so bringing in a third party, there's going to be additional liability there.
Yep.
How do you offset that? By bringing them more value. And I guess maybe it's through more sales, or maybe it's something, I don't know if you've given any thought to this.
Yeah, so we did actually give a little bit of thought to this. So one way that we were going to bring the stadiums involved in this, mainly because they're not paying anything, this is a free thing for them, is boosting the vendor sales. So I know at some stadiums, they take a percentage of vendor.
Okay.
So that's a huge plus for them. And also we were thinking about adding merchandise into it. So like you have your section for food, and then you have a section for merchandise, and that merchandise is straight cash to their
Now you're
stadium.
talking.
Yeah, so we were thinking about like, oh, you're sitting down, you're watching the Rangers game. Oh shit, I'm the only one without anything on me that's Rangers. Let me go ahead to StayPut. I need to get a jersey real quick from the gift shop. Pay that actual whatever amount, and they come bring it to you.
That
Hell
shit.
yeah.
I'd be with that. Or like you're cold, you need a sweatshirt or some shit.
Yep.
Order a fucking sweatshirt. Or I went
Nice
to
little
NYCFC
$60 sweater.
Yeah, you got to get the scarves.
The Rangers,
scarf
yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
I want to get it.
Yeah. Or like the terror towel, right? Like in the Giants stadium.
Oh yeah.
I went to a Giants game a couple weeks ago. I have a towel, and I'm looking at everybody. You want a towel? Like, nah, dude, I'm not using a fucking towel. I don't know what that's been. Right? But like, I could have went on StayPut and done it, or like the amount of times I went to go get food or drinks or whatever it may be. So I think the monetization opportunities for you are massive. I think logistically, the other fear is the drinks.
Yeah, so we actually figured out how to do that because, like I said before, my first idea originally was to do a alcohol delivery service.
Yeah.
So one that you could order drinks at your barbecue or whatever, and I kind of let that one go because I just really didn't see any value in it because there's so many companies doing it.
Okay.
But I took that same concept and added to StayPut. So, and with the help of my other guys, it helped me too. So essentially, originally you would get up for your first alcoholic drink. You personally would have to go get it, but you can use a StayPut pickup order. So you can skip the line, skip all that bullshit, and you get to the line, and you have to show your ID. And once they verify it, they can use it on their tablet that they have on their side and verify that you are 21. So then you can just order drinks. I mean, the factor comes into whether they're buying those drinks for an underage person, which then no one can stop that. Yeah, no one can stop that.
In the stadium.
And like that's what I saw in like the other company I really wanted to start. Like you can't stop that at all. You know what I mean?
You gotta have a form of verification, and in-person verification is super powerful.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude, I think that's super interesting, man. So what else is kind of like on your plate as you transition into this new pilot or continue to pursue the business?
Just growth. I want to grow as fast as possible. My overall goal is to be completely functional and be at least in 2 mid-sized stadiums. I'm not saying anything crazy.
Yeah.
In 5 years, in 4 to 5 years, be completely functional, be completely like on our own, and be in at least 2 mid-sized stadiums.
Okay.
Can I challenge you?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I think that's, you're selling yourself super short. All these stadium owners talk to each other, they're all friends.
Yeah.
You're gonna get this one guy from Rooney. He's gonna tell his other buddy about it. He's gonna say, "Hey, we sold an extra $10,000 of hot dogs."
Ow.
Shit, that's an extra $1,000 in like whatever the take home is for him, right?
Yeah.
And the fans love it.
And the fans loved it. Yeah, like, hey, how did you guys feel about the StayPut app, right? And you have so much opportunity for data collection that would be the one thing I would kind of stress to you is growth isn't difficult. Growth is difficult when you don't understand how you're growing.
Mm-hmm.
If you understand how you're growing, it's easy, bro. Just continue to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Double down on it, right? If you don't really understand what's coming from where,
yeah.
it becomes so much more difficult. And leveraging StayPut, if you're using Shopify, you do need to capture an email address. You'll be capturing phone numbers. You'll be capturing home addresses as well. And it's not to say use it for spam, but if you have like a postcard that you mail out or something with a coupon in collaboration with the stadium or something like that. Like I went to the Giants game, and like a couple weeks later they sent me like an announcement on another game or something, right?
Yeah.
Doing stuff like that where it's like you're just continuously collecting more data and saying, how did you feel about this? What could we improve? What was bad? What was good? And getting all of that. What other stadiums would you like us to see? Because if you could get people to go to the Rooney Stadium,
yeah,
and they also like, I think it's the New York Red Bulls is the soccer team.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those are the same. That's the same audience that likes the New York Red Bulls.
Yeah.
And you said, listen, I got 1,000 people that said that they want to see us at one of your soccer games.
Yeah.
What do you think the owner's going to say?
Yeah, absolutely. They'd be like, yeah, hell yeah.
Or even you might be able to infiltrate too if you're able to build a relationship with, like, say, I don't know, like they got Nathan's hot dogs and shit in all the stadiums, right?
Yeah.
Not all of them, but a shit ton.
Yeah.
If you get in with them and maybe make it like an exclusive, like a 1-year exclusive, where
Just with
StayPut
Nathan.
only stuff through one vendor.
Yeah.
And start getting the market saturation like that, because they already have pre-negotiated contracts with all the stadiums.
Yeah.
So you can quickly get infiltration and then expand it to the other vendors.
Yeah, no,
Something to
absolutely.
consider. I'd also challenge you to think of, like, not just locales of stadiums, but who is being most innovative, right? So what do I mean by that? The Texans, right? And NFL.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the Cowboys in Texas. They innovated and revolutionized the entire, same state. They revolutionized the entire football experience by making it like you're watching from your living room in the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like they put all the big screens, they made the comfortable chair, like all that shit.
Yeah.
They might be someone, or who else is doing innovative stuff like that, trying to capture and energize their market that might be interested in something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the big key here is for you, especially at such an early stage, you got to validate. Mm-hmm. Validate like crazy. Make sure people are willing to pay. Mm-hmm. Make sure people feel comfortable with it. Ask them about their experience with it. And if you get the Texans, right, it's like having a mate at home. Cowboys. Sorry, or the Cowboys, right? Yeah. Either or. If you get one of those, your position is much different because now it's like, hey, we've already done 10,000 deliveries. Mm-hmm. You've done 10,000 deliveries? Yeah, we've done 10,000 deliveries across 10 games or 20 games, whatever it may be. These are the demographics that we've seen, right? 20, right? Like you could kind of illustrate all this data, and Shopify is great because it builds it in automatically.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Having all this data and being able to say, this is the actual market research feedback. These are the features and functionalities that they want to see. So like for YFLY, I did a feature survey. I can tell you exactly what all of my customers want to see. Every person that's going to use YFLY, at least out of my initial demographic, I can tell you what they're going to want to see. Yeah. And I could probably estimate about 186 million people based off of my sample size, probably a little bit more. Okay. So like being able to say like we have 10,000 people or 1,000 people that responded to the survey, this is representative of X amount of percent of the population.
Okay. Once
you could do that,
that's
like, yo, listen, so we're going to work with you, but we need X amount of investment to come in, but this will do this, and this is the impact it'll have.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Okay.
Yeah, you're too early for us to be able to say this is how you're going to make money. It's more a matter of, like, this is how you make sure you make money.
Yeah.
I really like that you touched on the merchandising, though. That's what's really sticking with me right now. I think that's really I know that's like a secondary product of what you're doing, but I would challenge you to explore that a little bit. That may turn out to be your primary product because it directly impacts the stadium owner. Like, the owner of the team is directly making money off that. It's something that I imagine they have a hard time selling in the stadium because they always have like one or two, like a couple of merch shops off to the side.
Yeah.
You got to walk all the way the fuck out the way.
Yeah.
And
The scalpers.
At the end, there's scalpers, and there's just a line, dude. That line is the worst line in the stadium when there's a rush because everybody buys it either the beginning or the end, and it's always swamped. It's and I've personally had shit in my hand waiting in line and put it back and walked out because of how long it took.
Yeah.
If you can give them a way to monetize that in a better fashion, I think you catch a lot of ears.
And I also think that the big thing about what Dan is saying is you do have competition, but that's a unique value proposition. That's something that nobody else can offer.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Nobody else can offer it. It also makes you a really interesting. There's a lot of really interesting monetization points there because you could also do something where your guys have to wear the merch. Mm-hmm. And now you're seeing what the sweater looks like, right? What the hoodie looks like.
What the hat looks
live,
like.
yeah, right? Because that's what a lot of people do, right? Like, oh, Dan, that sweater's cool, man. Where'd you get it? Oh, I got it over here. All right, cool. I'm going to go and get it now. And so it's also just kind of seeing it live, too. It would be a really, really interesting opportunity. And listen, you may even get to a point where you could play nice with one of your competitors in the same stadium. Because you're giving up all the food. You can have that, bro.
I just want the
It's
merch.
making money.
Yeah.
And you may not even need runners because they have their own employees that man some of these shops.
Yeah.
And you just build an infrastructure to do so.
Yeah, no. I mean, definitely like the merchandise was a secondary idea to us, mainly because we just tried to figure out how we can like really get money towards like the stadium owners, like you said. And so it was a really secondary idea to us, but like the more we talk about it, it's a great idea.
I imagine the profit margin on the merch is way better than on the food.
100%.
Right? It's selling like
Especially in the stadium.
sweaters.
Yeah, especially in the
It should cost them
stadium.
like $10 to make, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or less, like $5.
Yeah, so
Especially in a stadium.
yeah, it's super overpriced. I mean, everything in the stadium's overpriced.
The other thing too is once you
Stadium
have
prices.
yeah, right.
once you have penetration and I guess success, once you've already defined success, you know what that looks like. That also puts you in a really interesting position to negotiate with the merchandise manufacturers. A lot of that merch is made by the same company for most of them.
Yeah, but I mean, I would feel
And
like
they already
that,
have the stores.
but that would feel a lot more with like the stadium, right?
No, they already have a store inside the stadium.
But
So that could be your way in. If the NFL store is in every one, I don't really know. But
Yeah.
whatever store
you're like a
is
research
managing
team,
it,
who's
yeah,
making the call,
whatever
who's
store is
calling shots.
managing every individual store, you could say, hey, I got this great opportunity for you and I could help you sell 15 sweaters. And if we're talking about a profit margin of $50 a pop, okay.
Per game, per...
Yeah,
Shit adds up.
Yeah, absolutely.
definitely, absolutely. I mean, I definitely think it would be a great idea to expand on this idea now. But I mean, I think right now, like our first and like foremost
100%.
idea
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the food.
integration. Absolutely.
100%, yeah.
And then like when we do get to that like big side and like we do want to pitch the merchandise, I think that would be a great idea. Absolutely.
I think just kind of thinking through it, right? I think the food will bring you long-term revenue generation, and that'll be your core business. And if you could sell the merch as well, it'll be a nice profit driver.
Yep.
I just don't know how much merch people are buying at events.
That's like another big thing I was gonna say is like personally, like I don't know many people, but there are times when it's like it got super fucking cold, like all of a sudden, like I'm forced to buy a sweater, even though if I have to pay it $60-$70, I'm forced to buy it. I mean,
Yeah, 100%.
so like, or in the fact like I know this might be a good idea for the app, but like if it started raining and people don't want those like plastic like shitty ponchos,
Yeah.
like why not spend $30-$40 on a rain jacket that says the Giants on it?
Yeah.
Like why not?
Right.
Yeah, 100%. That's sick, man.
Bring it around. Let's step away from the easy question, right? Because I think getting revenue is an easy question. That's an easy problem.
That is.
Right? Let's get a little more in depth. What kind of other challenges are you experiencing? Maybe growth wise, maybe internally, operational.
Honestly, like I said before, our biggest things right now is just funding. If we can find, especially because Shopify isn't like our end goal application. Our main application is one that we designed, and we've talked to someone over in California currently, and it's looking to cost like 25 to 30K.
That's cheap.
To build an app. Yeah.
I mean, that's cheap, but like once
Exactly,
again, we don't have money.
No, 100%.
So like, we have to get that funding. But yeah, because our application itself is a very simple process, because that seating chart that you see, like when you order StubHub tickets, Ticketmaster, that's all public information. So we would essentially just grab those charts and just put them into our app.
I feel like I feel like your entire app can be built off of different kinds of templates. I saw this really interesting startup when I was at Collision Conference last week. They're called Engineer AI or something like that. So we'll probably see if we can get an affiliate link and drop it on the bottom. It's sick though.
Out.
Yeah, and if we can't find it, we might just bleep it out. No, but I'll send you the link. It's actually really interesting. And what you do is you select the kind of app that your app is like, and they find that about 80% of the app already exists out there, and they're just pulling code from other apps that are super popular.
Really?
And they're using artificial intelligence to merge it together, and then they're finalizing the 20%, customization.
Yeah, wow.
Or cost.
Yeah, and it's not that expensive.
I mean, I would hope it's definitely less than 30K.
I don't know, but
yeah,
we'll
check it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, I think the other thing I would kind of tell you is your business. I always really enjoy businesses that can generate revenue right away, especially startups, because not every startup can, right?
Yep.
A lot of startups have to reach a massive they have to reach critical mass before they can actually monetize it in a really meaningful way.
Yeah.
Versus what you're doing is a totally different kind of business. It's more of a marketplace.
Yep.
So I would also kind of tell you, like, don't worry about that so much. Play with Shopify. Do it for a couple months. Get something in your bank account.
Yeah.
And once you got some stuff in the bank account, you might not even have to raise money either. There's ways where there's forms of financing out there that exist that you could essentially show them how much money you've generated in the past, what your cash flow is, and they'll write you a bridge loan, or they'll basically fund you the money, and they'll just take a percentage of your revenue, but you have to be able to justify the increase in revenue with that investment. That's, like, bro, you can honestly build this into being a 6, 7, 8-figure company without ever having to take outside money for equity.
Yeah. Okay.
And listen, worst case, you do have to do that, but you get a big VC behind you or somebody that has connections behind you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll just accelerate everything.
Put into the Mavs and just go from there.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Mark Cuban just buys me out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't put it past them, but
I mean,
that's not a bad partner to have either, bro.
No, definitely not.
He's in the scene, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
He is the most vocal owner, right? Out of everybody. He's like a celebrity.
Yeah, absolutely. But, yeah.
What else?
What's your branding look like?
So right now we actually are trying to make stickers for it. And besides that, like our marketing side and like this marketing StayPut, like literally everywhere, we're actually changing our logo. As of right now, we're thinking about changing it. We actually put a survey up a few days ago.
Do you have a picture of the logo you can pull out real quick?
Yeah, I think I do, right? What does it say? Yeah, so we were thinking about changing. We put up a logo, and we asked the public, like, hey, what do you guys think about this? The feedback we got was actually kind of shocking. So that's our logo. It's like a man running.
We'll drop it in.
Yeah, we're going to drop that in. We're going to drop that in.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen it.
I like that shit.
So that's what that's what our original thing is. It says, a man running with a box, StayPut underneath, and then our slogan, no hassle, no mess, no worries.
Robbing you. Camera cut?
Yeah.
We're back. We're live. We're still going. We got the audio.
Yeah, so...
Alright, so man with the box.
Yeah, so man with the box. And then this is one of our newer logos, I would think, one of these. So we put the circle in there. We had one of our design guys do it.
Okay.
And yeah, they put the circle in there because like start to finish.
I like it.
And then did that, but we weren't a huge fan of that S, like with this font. So they changed it to that.
Okay.
But we're still having him like mess around with it because
I think the first one looks better.
Yeah, because
I like the
that would
third.
be cool for the app. Like
that shit. Or the first one even too. Yeah, it's very.
We definitely want to go with that blue and yellow mainly because like two of our competitors, they use red and white.
Okay.
Only red and white. So we were like, let's be a little different. Let's use blue and yellow. And there's also this color spectrum with it that goes with it too. And then from there, like, expand. But yeah, we're changing our logo. We don't know what to yet, though. It's those options. We have this person who's from Rye who's doing it all differently now. He's like changing it up, sending it to us. We're like, no, we don't want that. Change it again. Like me personally, I'm not a huge fan of that fat ass. I like the old logo. I like the old logo. It's simple.
I think the old logo looks cool.
Logo's clean, yeah.
I think it looks clean. So like that's what I'm trying to have him do, but make it more like gets more sleek looking.
Who is this guy?
Like vectorized.
I don't know his exact name. It's one of Santi's friends. He does logos for a living though.
Do you know what freelancer is?
Yeah. That's who we actually look on there for an app developer too.
Okay. I would challenge you to consider doing a campaign or a contest.
Yeah, someone else told me the same thing.
Just put your logo up, make it private, pay the like whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And then for like $100, you'll get like you can tell them you want reiterations of this. And you can give them the original one and talk about the vision and all that type of stuff. Ask them to redesign it, make it sleeker.
Word.
Tell them to enhance it.
Yeah, dude, you could get over 100 like responses
Easily. I did one recently. I started a nonprofit, Hudson Mill Group. Another conversation. But we created a logo for I think it was $125, including the perks, making it like a premium and like locked and all that type of shit. We got close to 400 logo submissions that we then sorted through and honed down and like revised and got all the tweaks, and we got a beautiful logo out of it.
Really?
So I would definitely
I did that for my parents' insurance brokerage.
Okay.
And we got over like 300 and change. And ours is, you've seen it. It's
fire.
Sick. Yeah, it's fire. And it's like 100% original.
Yeah.
Because there are brilliant people out there because they're not working on US dollar income. They're working on the different costs of
Yeah,
living. So they can work at more competitive rates.
If they net $80, that's like 1,000 in their country, whatever it may be.
Oh,
because an exchange rate.
Yeah, international economy.
Well, it's not even exchange rates. It's the quality of living, right?
Yeah,
quality of living so much different.
Absolutely.
And they're brilliantly talented people, right? So you might as well leverage that. I know you're a startup, so cost is very conscious.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know if you're paying this guy in Rye. I'm sure he's great. I don't mean to be shutting down your income opportunity, but right, like, how can you best appropriate your funds?
Can I be candid?
Yeah.
Now that I've like kind of thought about it more, I ain't really like that second one that I like the first one way more. I think aesthetically it looks.
We're gonna give you a side by side here.
Yeah, it's kind of shit.
I mean, I personally don't like them either.
All right, cool.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong.
Right,
I didn't like design those. He just randomly, we told him like our idea to start up the company, what it's about, and so he pitched that to us. He didn't pitch it to us. He just sent it to us, and we talked about it.
He looks like
bad.
he's trying to become a designer.
Yeah, it looks like it's like an app icon.
It looks like an app icon, and like that's what I was trying to tell my other partners. I was like, I don't like it because like we're not just an app icon, we are an organization.
Yeah,
or hoping to be a massive company. So.
Absolutely, awesome, man, awesome. So with that being said, want to definitely just wrap around. Any more questions?
You're time conscious right now, so we want to respect your time.
No, I mean.
Awesome.
So this is awesome.
Yeah. With that being said, so let's reiterate for everybody who you are, what is it that you do, and what StayPut does, and then why should we care?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Vishnu McIntyre. I'm the executive officer at StayPut. StayPut is a company that helps you get food and beverages to your seat, hopefully one day merchandise as well, at a stadium or venue. Hopefully across the world, but right now we're focusing on the Northeast. The reason you should care because it's efficient. It's better than waiting long lines. It's better than missing those important parts of a show, a concert. It's just how you should live, and it's something that everyone needs, and I believe that it will be profitable.
Awesome.
Yeah, StayPut fixes the worst part of the stadium experience.
Absolutely, man. You're gonna get beer. You're gonna get burgers. You're gonna get hot dogs and French fries and
merch,
chicken wings and merch and beer and beer and
you just get to stay put.
All you gotta do is stay put. Yep. We'll take care of it.
Love it. So with that being said, brother, it was always a pleasure.
Hey, thank you.
Absolutely, President. Thanks for
Thank
coming on.
you.
And,
Absolutely.
That's Konsole, and we're signing out.
Signing out.
Peace.
Game on lock, baby girl, make it drop. Let me see what you about. Yeah, cause I'm in it to win it. Stacking my digits. Headshots for critics. I'm here for my millions. Fuck them all, let the haters die. I'm the realest motherfucker, no blood in my eye. Just sun in my eye. I've been up on the grind, we ain't on the same time. I grew up with no bands, just a hope and a dream. Now we shining, we clean, stacking deals, never repeat. Fuck them all, motherfuck them all. If a hater wanna hate, will my hands still work? If they feeling like they tough, will my gun still squirt? If they wanna call my bluff, call the morgue up first. It don't stop.